Here she is, my G-Force Tree Mech Tick Performance Faceplated T56 Magnum. I am extremely excited about this. I've had this for a few weeks actually, but I've been waiting for the right time to open this thing. One, my garage has been packed full of honeydew stuff. And two, I wanted to make sure that I could clean all this up and open all this stuff together, including my transmission, my Bellhousing, and my shifter all at the same time. There may be nobody that cares about this, but I certainly would have wanted to see something like this before I bought it, just so that I could pretend that I was as cool as Rich Guido and Bill Armstrong. Also, speaking of that, people have been asking me, where is the podcast? Did you guys quit the podcast? Are you guys giving up? Is Rich and Bill mad at each other or Stick Shift Nation? And actually, the truth is that Bill and Rich are both putting automatic transmissions in their cars. So, I am trying to find a new set of hosts that don't carry purses. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. You know that Rich and Bill would never put automatics in their cars. They would build whole new cars before they ever put automatics in those cars, first of all. And second of all, those are shift icons. But the truth is, everybody's been very busy. Rich, he couldn't even make it to Rocky Mountain Race Week 1.0 because he had to work. And Bill made it to Rocky Mountain Race Week 1.0 and won. And then they both had more races. Rich had Bonneville. Bill had, well, they both had Miles of Mayhem, so they've been busy. So that's where we're at. I don't know if your view is as cool as mine, but it's pretty awesome. So we got a box of stuff. We'll set that to the side. We have a little tag here that says, definitely add oil. Probably a good idea. All right. See if there's anything holding this down. I want to get this thing out of there so I can look at it, so I can show you guys. And it also doesn't hurt to document the opening of the most expensive car purchase I've ever made. I feel like that's a pretty good idea. I'm going to break this box all the way down, because while I got this transmission on the box or on the bench, I don't necessarily want to pull it up out of that box. All right, that's a little bit better. There we go. And there it is. That is a good looking unit. I don't know if you can tell from there, but from here, it looks pretty badass. So I got mine, 266 first gear, G-Force gear set, 5th and 6th are still synchronized. I left 5th and 6th in it, even though this car, which it's going in, it's going to be a twin turbo LS deal, and I think it's just going to be mainly a race car. I don't think I want to put it on the street at this time, but taking 5th and 6th out only saves you, I don't know, what, 10 pounds? And I didn't think that that was worth it. If I wanted to save 10 pounds, I'd probably skip lunch tomorrow or something like that. So I went ahead and left it in. Doesn't come with oil in it, obviously. This input shaft looks extremely slick. Something that they changed about the front plate, and maybe I need to back it up a little bit, but I'm very, very glad that TIC did this with their plates, is we have input shaft speed, and that's going to be a game changer. I have that YouTube video that tells you how to read input shaft speed without an input shaft speed sensor, just by doing the math of the drive shaft. But if I can go ahead and get it in there, then I'm going to go ahead and read it from the source. That's a much better idea. This comes stock with a Tremec shifter. I went ahead and got a TIC shifter because I hear not great things about the Tremec shifter. And I had a TIC shifter in my GTO, so we're going to open that up here in a minute. Let's open the box of goodies that came with this. While I'm opening this, I do want to talk a little bit more about the podcast as well. So we just actually recorded an episode last night, and after I edit and upload that, should be tomorrow, I would assume. But after that, there's a couple really exciting opportunities that we have. One of them that I'm most excited about, and maybe it's just going to be me and Bill Armstrong that are excited, but Bill just built a new shop at his house, and we were talking a lot about garage organization and philosophies and things like that, and we'd like to have a whole episode dedicated to garage organization and workflows and things like that, how you organize things, because frankly my shop, not great. It does what I need it to do, and I'm blessed and thankful that I have it. But there are definitely some different ways that I could upgrade organization. So if you guys know any experts in that particular field, or anybody who would be great guests, or any topics that you would like to cover, leave them down in the comments, because that one I really want to be a blowout show. The next one is, there's a racetrack opening up here in Kansas City called Flying H Drag Strip. It's not technically in Kansas City, but it's pretty close. And that's really exciting because Kansas City International Raceway closed like 12-ish years ago. And ever since then, we've had to either go to Topeka, which has provided its own set of challenges, and they are probably going to close after this year. And we see closures all across the country, and I'm just very excited that someone is willing to invest the money to progress the sport. So I'd really like to talk to someone at Flying H. I've sent them a couple messages, but we haven't locked anything down yet. I think that would be a really good show. So anything that you think that we should talk to those guys about, I'm all ears. And then there's a couple more in the works, but those are the two most immediate that I'm excited about anyway. Okay, so came with some oil. That's awesome. I'm gonna reach out to them to see what they recommend, if they recommend mixing or if they recommend a straight fluid, but they sent them both, which is pretty cool. All right, so here's my shifter. I'll get these out of the way. This stuff is pretty awesome, actually. If you haven't seen the color, their blue juice, I call it, go to Jonathan Atkins' Facebook page, and there is a picture of him shattering the side of his transmission and all of that juice coating the undercarriage of his car. It's a pretty awesome photo. I mean, awesome for me, not so much for Jonathan. All right, so again, this is the TIC shifter, which I'm very excited about. It says, stop, you must read All parts to be returned must be in their original condition, and TIC Performance is not responsible for the installation errors or damage. So install it properly. I'll try my best. Some packing information, a couple stickers, TIC equipped. Those are pretty cool. Some nerds, that's pretty awesome. And some return information. Also, TIC just released a brand new Team TIC program that I signed up for like right away. I think it's like $5 or $8 a month. But with that, you get a ton of discounts through TIC on everything that they carry pretty much. And they carry so many brands. It's absolutely worth it, especially when you're in part collection mode like I am. Like this poor car hasn't gotten a lot of time in love lately because I am buying parts, and for some reason this thing took a few months of my budget away. So here's the shifter. Looks pretty slick. Like I said, I had one of these in my GTO and I loved it. I haven't tried too many shifter brands. I think I tried a B&M in my S10 and a TIC in my GTO, but that's about it. I had some things that I wish were better in the B&M, so and they're more for automatic stuff anyway, right? So let's support our stick shift boys. That is a thick shifter handle. This is one thing that I like. So I think it was just yesterday somebody uploaded a picture of them breaking off their shifter handle right at the threads. Man, it was so much thinner than this. Good luck breaking that thing off. I'm sure people could do it, but it would take some effort. You gotta be very mad at it. And then there's your bushing. So sweet little unit. I'm very excited to run this thing. I can't wait to roll through the gears in this. I've never shifted a faceplated transmission, so I'm extremely excited. I've knocked the synchronizers out of way too many synchronized transmissions. And Bill and Rich, they talked me into going this route. And I think they're absolutely right. Because I was thinking of rolling with a stock Magnum, which in my opinion is a fantastic deal for what you get. But it doesn't take too many stock Magnum rebuilds to get you to something like this that you could have had at the very beginning. So this was a buy once, cry once kind of thing, which is kind of funny because the engine that's going in this car is going to be a stock bottom end LS. That is certainly not a buy once, cry once type of thing, but I figure I'm learning how to tune on this particular car. So I would prefer not to scatter in a nice engine. I'd like to scatter a couple small block stock bottom ends before I get too far into that realm. So that's the shifter. I'll put all this back in there, except for the nerds, obviously. All right, last but certainly not least is my new Bellhousing. So I actually have another Bellhousing over there on the floor. So this Bellhousing mates an LS to an older style transmission. I was going to use a G-Force GF5R, but I decided that I think it wasn't going to be rated for my power level, and the double overdrive of this makes a lot of sense. So I went ahead and went to the T56. So I'm not going to use this Bellhousing anymore. So if you need an LS to a older style transmission, let me know. But I think it is interesting to show differences in the two units. This is another one of those things where I could have done a buy once, cry once type of thing. Whereas the Quicktime bells, they're a little bit on the cheaper end, and they don't give you as much room, especially because the clutch that I'm going to go with is a fully adjustable from Black Magic, a Defiant unit, and so I did want enough room in there to make sense. Cale tried to talk me into, and he's probably right, tried to talk me into a better unit like a Brow. that I wasn't ready to spend the money for. I might regret that in the future, but my failure will be well documented on this channel. So if there's an issue, you will be able to see firsthand if my combination works or if it doesn't work. But hopefully in the meantime, these units will work. Another kind of thought that I had is these things don't really lose value. So if I don't end up using this, I can sell it for pretty much what I bought it for. So that's kind of why I went this route. So here is the new T56 unit to LS. So again, it's just interesting to see the differences between the two. This one's got an SFI sticker that is taped on, looks like, so you can get it wherever it makes sense. So there it is. That is my package of goodies. I like watching people unpack some cool stuff every once in a while, so hopefully there's a couple of you that found interest in that. I'm extremely excited. There's a lot of cool stuff on this table. There's a few more parts I need to collect before I start getting things set in. There will be some update videos, installing these things, getting my engine built, things like that. There's so many videos like that on the web that I don't know if that's the way that I want to go. I don't know if I should document this whole car being built. I'm not sure if it's something people are interested in. I kind of feel like people come to the Stick Shift Nation YouTube channel to learn technical stuff about stick shift drag racing. So as far as building engines and things like that, I'm not sure what the interest would be yet. So time will tell. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for subscribing. Check out either tomorrow or the next day. There's going to be a new episode of Clutch Burners, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on future Clutch Burners episodes. And of course, head to stickracing.com, grab a Clutch Burner shirt or a Stick Shift Nation shirt, sticker, anything like that. So really appreciate the support. We'll keep the channel going. Thank you.